Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. Here's what you're getting this month. First, the Learning to Cook Conversation Cheat Sheet. Learn all the must-know cooking phrases with this new cheat sheet. Download it for free right now. Second, the Most Common Adjectives PDF ebook. You'll master over 90 common adjectives with this bonus PDF picture ebook. You can download and review it on any device. Third, how to talk about your weekend. If you can't talk about your weekend plans, then this 1-minute lesson will get you speaking. You'll learn the must-know phrases like sleep, hang out with friends, play video games, and much more. Fourth, how to count from 0 to 100. Do you know how to count from 1 to 10? How about to 100? This quick word list will get you mastering numbers in just a minute. Fifth, the 50 most common verbs all beginners must know. Do you know all of these verbs? If not, this lesson will drill the 50 most common verbs into your head. Just use the free audio slideshow tool inside. Sixth, our big collection of language learning audiobooks. Want free access to our huge library of beginner-level audiobooks? Then click the link below. Save the audiobooks to your device and listen and learn. They're yours to keep forever. And finally, the deal of the month. If you want to finally master the language with real lessons by real teachers and our complete language learning system, get 40% off Premium or Premium Plus with the Epic sale. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Hi everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're going to talk about funerals in Italy. Il funerale in Italia. Il funerale in Italia. Even though I hope you may never need this, I'm still gonna give you some vocabulary useful when talking about funerals in Italy, il funerale, and give you an idea of how it goes. Of course, it depends on the will of the deceased one. So it's really important to also check il testamento, testamento, the will, testamento. And then it could go two ways. There's the civil funeral and the religious one. The difference is basically that you don't have the part in the church, which is really similar to the wedding celebration as well. Either way, you will have la camera ardente, which is the funeral home that hosts the body of the deceased one. It's called camera ardente, so burning room, ardente, because in the past there were candles to light it up for the whole wake. Wake is veglia, veglia, so for the last greetings to the body, basically. It could either be in the house of the deceased one or in the hospital. Generally speaking, the bara, coffin, tends to be open so that you can see at least part of the body, even though it's not always possible. La veglia doesn't come with any food or drink, as I saw in some movies about, abroad celebration. Here there's nothing, and basically just some music sometimes. Before getting to la sepoltura, the burial at the cemetery, al cimitero, depending on which ceremony you chose. If you have the religious ritual, then you also have a stop at the church, and there you have la messa, so the mass with the blessing of the priest. And before that, actually the day before the funeral, there is il rosario, the rosary, which is just like a way of celebrating, a way to commemorate. There are some memories told about the person, and that's supposed to be in the church of the area where the deceased one used to live. And it's late at night, not super late, but like 6 p.m. So even people that cannot actually participate to the funeral can still go and pay their condolences to the family. It's easier to attend because it's late at night, while the funeral could be in the morning as well. At the cemetery, around the coffin, sometimes there are corone di fiori, so flower crowns, and then fiori, flowers, can also be found on the grave. sulla tomba, tomba, tomba is the grave. Recently, something that is also really common is la cremazione, cremazione, so cremation, you know, when the body burns. But in any case, you may want to know what to write on a sympathy card or even what just to say to someone that just lost a loved one. And that's condoglianze, condoglianze, condolences. It could be sincere, sincere condoglianze, sincere, sentite condoglianze, heartful, sentite condoglianze, le più sentite is like the most felt, heartful condolences, or profonde condoglianze, deep. If you want to write more and be more formal, then let's check together some examples. A basic phrase could be le nostre condoglianze a te e famiglia. Our condolences to you and your family. Then if you want, you can add an adjective like we were saying before. Possano le nostre preghiere, possano le nostre preghiere, may our prayers, aiutarvi, help you, aiutarvi, in questo momento difficile, in this difficult moment. Possano le nostre preghiere aiutarvi in questo momento difficile. May our prayers help you in this difficult moment. Sono onorato di aver conosciuto, and then you put the name. I'm honored to have met, name. Sono onorato di aver conosciuto, name. Mi mancherà immensamente. I'll miss him or her incredibly. Mi mancherà immensamente. Le parole non possono esprimere il dolore della perdita. Le parole, words, non possono esprimere, can't express, il dolore della perdita. Loss is pain. Le parole non possono esprimere il dolore della perdita. Words can't express loss is pain. Possa però la nostra vicinanza alleviarlo. May our closeness, possa la nostra vicinanza alleviarlo. May our closeness relieve it though, però, possa però la nostra vicinanza alleviarlo. May our closeness, our support, relieve it. Or possano i ricordi dei momenti felici confortarvi. May memories of happy moments comfort you. Possano i ricordi di momenti felici confortarvi. Or lastly, something that you can write even on the card together with flowers. Possano questi fiori, may these flowers, giungervi come un gesto di supporto durante questa tragedia. May these flowers come as a gesture of support during this tragedy. Possano questi fiori, may these flowers, giungervi come un gesto di supporto, come to you, convey to you, un gesto, a gesture di supporto, of support, durante questa tragedia, during this tragedy. Given that, I hope you won't need to use these phrases. If you want to learn even more useful expressions, just click the link in the description, download our PDF lessons, and sign up for your free lifetime account if you haven't done it yet on italianpod101.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao ciao. Hello everyone, welcome back to italianpod101.com. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're gonna talk business, meaning we're gonna talk about business culture in Italy. La cultura aziendale in Italia. La cultura aziendale in Italia. Azienda is used to refer to a business, so an agency also. Aziendale is the adjective that comes from the name. Therefore, cultura aziendale. First things first, let's introduce ourselves, right? So you want to say your full name if you are the first one of your company to introduce yourself. Otherwise, if someone else from your company is introducing yourself, you just want to go with the name because you want to show that you are close. So you don't want to put emphasis on your surname instead of the one that already introduced himself, or on the company altogether. Like the company has to be the center of the attention. Mi chiamo Desiree. Mi chiamo Desiree. Mi occupo di. Mi occupo di. My position is. I'm in charge of. Literally, la mia posizione è. But you wouldn't say that. You just say mi occupo di. So I take care of. And then you say what you do. Also, if someone else is introducing yourself, they probably already said your name. So you just say piacere di conoscerla. Piacere di conoscerla. Or just piacere is also fine. What I want you to notice here is that I said piacere di conoscerla, which is the third person singular, and that's the language that you want to use in business. Unless the person you're talking to says that he wants to be referred with the tu form, dammi del tu, dammi del tu, give me the you form, or mi dia del tu, mi dia del tu. Saying that with the formal way, unless that happens, you want to stick to the third person, because that's the formal language. So, mi dica come posso aiutarla. Example. Tell me, mi dica come posso aiutarla. Cosa posso fare per lei? Cosa posso fare per lei? What can I do for you? Even though I'm saying lei as third person, I'm referring to you. Tell me what can I do for you, but not addressing you directly, always using the third person. Speaking of greetings, before COVID, we used to shake hands with everyone new we met. And especially be careful because the bosses have to do that first. While they do that, you can do that with the other people that are there as well for the other company too. But then only after your boss, you greet the boss of the other company. But I think that's just common sense everywhere, not just in Italy. But yeah, we do handshake, not right now because of course there's social distancing. And sometimes, since this is really the core of this video, since business is really based on human relationships in Italy, sometimes there's even a hug, because it depends how many times you've seen the person. In fact, since human connections are really important, le relazioni umane sono molto importanti, you need to go through the small talk. So, you talk about family, famiglia, or the weather, or come è stato il viaggio? How was the trip? How was the journey? Assuming someone came to visit you. Oggi fa proprio caldo. Today is really hot. Or have you heard about hai sentito che? So meetings don't really start right away talking about business. You have to get into the mood, to just greet the other person, meet them, like you were friends. So you talk a bit about weather if you don't know what to talk about, or if you do know them, then maybe you ask about the family or a specific condition they went through or something else. Small talk. Also, meetings are not always made to talk business, meaning that sometimes it's just to meet the other person. And then if we do like them or if they like us, then you talk business through emails, for example, or later on the phone. The meeting could end with you not touching on the business topic at all, or even not deciding proper things. What I mean is the meeting is made to brainstorm, to produce ideas, to confront yourself with the other person. So don't get mad or confused if the meeting doesn't have a proper decision at the end, business-wise. Also, meetings often take place in restaurants, meaning during lunchtime or dinner time, so you can drink wine while you're working. Bere del vino, offrire del vino, to offer some wine, is really common. I would say it's a must. So if you invite someone like a business partner, then it's up to you to pay for them as well. Here too, remember, don't talk business before the main entry at least, okay? Talk about storie personali, personal stories, anecdotes, or just something that you did over the weekend. Also, remember the dinner could be late as well, like 9, or in some southern parts, even 10. Speaking of time, let's specify that Italian office hours are usually 9 to 6, with an hour break in between, like usually from 1 to 2, okay? But you do not want to do business in August, like you don't even suggest a meeting, or during a Catholic holiday, of course. Let's talk about punctuality. I know that you may say that it's not really important, like we do allow some minutes of lateness and that's okay, but I wouldn't say more than 15 because that's really the maximum. And I think we got it from the university time. Check the video on school if you want to know what I'm talking about. Il quarto d'ora accademico, it's allowed, but no more than that. We've talked about meetings and about what to expect from them, but what you really want to pay attention to is the dress code. So let's admit that you want to dress to impress, right? Because even though Italians often say that l'abito non fa il monaco, dress doesn't make the priest, literally, so you shouldn't judge from appearance, l'abito non fa il monaco. Even though we say that a lot, la prima impressione è quella che conta. First impression is what counts. La prima impressione è quella che conta. So you do want to dress to impress, but I'd say quality over originality. Of course, depending on the business that you're in, because if it's fashion, you want to go all in. But generally speaking, I would say that men have to stick to dark colors and like just a few accessories, maybe a watch, and that's it. Like, of course, the wedding ring if you have it. And for women as well, you may want to have accessories like ring, necklace, or earrings, or even brooches on your jacket. But I would say not all of them together, because you still want to be discreet, formal, and I repeat, quality over originality. As you know, we're kind of like into brands, fashion brands. So yeah, dress code. That will also help you to make not only a good impression, but bella figura. Fare bella figura means to have a nice figure, literally, but it means to have a nice impression overall. So not just your appearance, but also your way of behaving. For example, you want to be formal but also friendly, right? As I said before, be careful about the form that you use, and also about buongiorno and buonasera. For example, buongiorno, good day, buonasera, good night, like if it's evening, good evening. You don't want to say salve, for example. Salve, it's a greeting that a lot of people think it's formal because you don't really use it with your friends, but it's actually not. Because it comes from Latin and it just meant like hi in Latin. So nowadays, a lot of people care about the fact that it's not completely formal. So don't use that, not even in emails. Emails that, let's remember, must be answered within 24 hours. If you want to do a bella figura again. There's no gift giving culture in Italy. In business, of course, then there are souvenirs in between friends, but not in business. Like, for example, in Japan, it's common to bring gifts from one company to the other, but in Italy, we don't do that. But really, really important is coffee. For example, if I'm inviting you to my office, I do want to offer you coffee. I will have it at my office, or I'll ask you if you want to stop by, like before getting to the office, or do you want to just get out the office to get some coffee? Because coffee is really what we think of like when we say hospitality. So if we want to be nice, we offer coffee. Now, this leads me to talk about not only relationships between businesses, so agencies or different people that still haven't met, but let's talk about business culture inside the business itself. Meaning, that, okay, there is no gift giving culture, but you want to offer something for your birthday in the office. For example, you want to bring some pastries or something to share with your colleagues. Colleagues, which is colleghi di lavoro. Or you may want to pay for the coffee if you're going to a bar, to get something in the morning. So sharing is really, really important in Italian business. Sharing, condividere a meal, condividere un pasto with some business partners, but also condividere del cibo with your colleagues. Share some food with your colleagues, or just make a brindisi, make a toast. Like, for example, you can bring some wine and just have some with your colleagues during lunch or at the end of the day. You also want to bring something to celebrate, for example, your retirement or your wedding. You want to make sure your colleagues know it's really, really important to share, because that makes us feel like family. So coffee break is really also important inside the business. I can ask you, if you're my colleague, cosa fai questo weekend? What are you doing this weekend? I can ask you this on Friday and then on Monday. So how did that thing went? Come è stato il weekend? It's really important to have genuine connections inside the office. Of course, that means that sometimes you may hear some gossip, let's say, but after all, we're just a big family in business as well. Siamo una grande famiglia. We're a big family. Of course, everything I said depends on the company and on the size of the company, because that's also really important. Because if it's like, just a small group of people, you can get more familiar with them. Otherwise, if it's like hundreds, of course, it's harder. But still, what I said, I think applies to any group of work in Italy. So I hope this gave you an idea of what to expect if you have to deal with an Italian business partner, or even if you get into an Italian company, for example. So let me know in the comments if there's something that happened to you that kind of shocked you or that you didn't expect. Like, I heard someone saying that about drinking wine during working hours. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you haven't done it yet, you can sign up for your free lifetime account on italianpod101.com. Just click the link in the description and download our PDF lessons to be able to have even more real Italian conversations with native speakers. I see you soon. Ciao ciao.
Want to speak more of your target language? Then you'll need to know more words and phrases. Except the problem is, memorizing word lists is painful and boring. But the good news is you don't have to memorize for hours to boost your vocabulary and speak more. You can glance through our printable visual flashcards and easily master over 1,500 of the most common words. How to learn the 1,500 most common words with visual flashcards. And in this guide, you'll discover 1. How to get free access to visual flashcards, 2. How to learn words easily without painful memorization, and 3. Why these flashcards help you acquire words faster than typical word lists or digital flashcards. But first, if you're not a member of our language learning system, which gives you free access to this special resource, then be sure to sign up for a free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account right now. First, what are visual flashcards? Visual flashcards are printable, illustrated flashcards that teach you over 1,500 of the most common words across 60 topics. Just download the PDFs, print them out in two-sided format, cut out the flashcards, and start learning. Now, how can you learn words fast with these flashcards? The best way to learn anything is not to cram or memorize for hours a day, but to go through and review the words for just a few minutes a day, every day. That repetition is what locks the language into your memory, and eventually you'll get used to the words like it's your own native language. Also, all flashcards include an image for each word, so your brain can easily create a connection between the image and the word and help you remember it better, instead of just relying on text, as is the case with most digital flashcards and word lists. Third, here's how you learn with the visual flashcards. After printing and cutting them out, you can go through the cards and review them for just a few minutes a day. Also, be sure to read the words out loud for speaking practice. You can also test yourself by looking at the meaning and trying to recall the word in the target language. If you don't remember, just flip the card over to get the answer. You can also have a friend test you. And you can place the cards on the objects they represent around your home. So for the card for the window, you can tape that to the window, and you'll quickly memorize the word after seeing it a few times. So if you want to speak more of your target language and add over 1,500 words to your vocabulary, download our printable visual flashcards right now for free. Just click the link in the description to sign up for a free lifetime account and get free access. If you're a beginner language learner, you've probably already realized just how many words there are that you need to learn, and you already feel overwhelmed by that thought alone. How is it possible to learn thousands of words when you can't remember the few words you learned last week? Well, the good news is, if you're a beginner, you don't need to know thousands to start speaking the language. How to learn the 100 most common words on loop. In this guide, you'll discover 1. Why 100 words is all you need as a beginner, and 2. How to master these 100 words without painful memorization with our free study tools. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. First, why are 100 words all you need as a beginner? Because overwhelming yourself with 1,000 words is not a good way to learn. And because of something called the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle. This states that 80% of your progress and results will come from just 20% of what you've done, meaning you'll get the best results from focusing on a few things instead of trying to do everything. In the case of language, learning the top 100 words helps you understand a lot of the language. So instead of overwhelming yourself by learning all the words, many of which you won't hear in daily conversations, you'll get much better results by focusing on the top 100 words, like you, this, that, today, Friday, and so on. And you can easily learn 100 words in a month if you learn around 3 to 4 words a day every day. In month 2, you can learn 100 more and slowly build your way up. Second, how can you do this? You can learn the 100 most common words with our learning system. When you join, just look for the vocabulary menu and click on 100 most common words in the drop-down menu. This study tool is 100% free for all members. For each word, you get a picture, the audio pronunciation, and an example sentence. You can simply review this list for a few minutes a day. Write the words out in a notebook, or you can use our slideshow tool and master these words without painful memorization. Just click on View Slideshow and sit back and follow along. The slideshow will play one word after the other, along with the audio pronunciation, the meaning, the image, and the example sentence. You can also set it to play the target language only, without the translations. And even better, if you set the slideshow to play on loop, you can keep the words playing non-stop until they're stuck in your brain. Just imagine, you could spend a few days listening to the words on loop, master them all without hard work, and speak a lot of your target language. So, if you want to master the 100 most common words with our free word list and slideshow tool, then sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. If you're a beginner language learner, you've probably already realized just how many words there are that you need to learn, and you already feel overwhelmed by that thought alone. How is it possible to learn thousands of words when you can't remember the few words you learned last week? Well, the good news is, if you're a beginner, you don't need to know thousands to start speaking the language. How to learn the 100 most common words on loop. In this guide, you'll discover 1. Why 100 words is all you need as a beginner, and 2. How to master these 100 words without painful memorization with our free study tools. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. First, why are 100 words all you need as a beginner? Because overwhelming yourself with 1,000 words is not a good way to learn. And because of something called the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle. This states that 80% of your progress and results will come from just 20% of what you've done, meaning you'll get the best results from focusing on a few things instead of trying to do everything. In the case of language, learning the top 100 words helps you understand a lot of the language. So instead of overwhelming yourself by learning all the words, many of which you won't hear in daily conversations, you'll get much better results by focusing on the top 100 words, like you, this, that, today, Friday, and so on. And you can easily learn 100 words in a month if you learn around 3 to 4 words a day every day. In month 2, you can learn 100 more and slowly build your way up. Second, how can you do this? You can learn the 100 most common words with our learning system. When you join, just look for the vocabulary menu and click on 100 most common words in the drop-down menu. This study tool is 100% free for all members. For each word, you get a picture, the audio pronunciation, and an example sentence. You can simply review this list for a few minutes a day. Write the words out in a notebook, or you can use our slideshow tool and master these words without painful memorization. Just click on View Slideshow and sit back and follow along. The slideshow will play one word after the other, along with the audio pronunciation, the meaning, the image, and the example sentence. You can also set it to play the target language only, without the translations. And even better, if you set the slideshow to play on loop, you can keep the words playing non-stop until they're stuck in your brain. Just imagine, you could spend a few days listening to the words on loop, master them all without hard work, and speak a lot of your target language. So, if you want to master the 100 most common words with our free word list and slideshow tool, then sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Remember, here's what you can do to learn all of these words by heart. Drill these words with our spaced repetition flashcards, which will help cement these words into your long-term memory. Save them to the word bank, your personal vocabulary collection, where you can print out your own study sheets, or review the words with our looped vocabulary slideshow, and play it until you know all of the words. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to get these lessons and study tools. Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is how to read the fast and easy way with extensive reading. Is reading in your target language hard for you? Do you have to stop and look up words every other second? If so, then you're probably avoiding reading because it can be hard when you're going about it the wrong way. And it's a shame because reading improves your language overall, and by avoiding it, you're slowing down your own progress. Luckily, there is an easy way to master reading, even if you're a beginner and even if you've struggled before. And today, you'll discover 2 things you need to make reading easy, all about the extensive reading learning strategy, and 6 ways to practice reading with our program. But first, if you're looking for new free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Learning to Cook Conversation Cheat Sheet. Learn all the must-know cooking phrases with this new cheat sheet. Download it for free right now. Second, the Most Common Adjectives PDF ebook. You'll master over 90 common adjectives with this bonus PDF picture ebook. You can download and review it on any device. Third, how to talk about your weekend. If you can't talk about your weekend plans, then this 1-minute lesson will get you speaking. You'll learn the must-know phrases like sleep, hang out with friends, play video games, and much more. Fourth, how to count from 0 to 100. Do you know how to count from 1 to 10? How about to 100? This quick word list will get you mastering numbers in just a minute. Fifth, the 50 most common verbs all beginners must know. Do you know all of these verbs? If not, this lesson will drill the 50 most common verbs into your head. Just use the free audio slideshow tool inside. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. How to read the fast and easy way with extensive reading. You've probably tried reading a book in your target language before. Maybe you bought a book and thought you could learn from it, and chances are it's now sitting on a shelf. What happened? Most likely, there were too many words you didn't know. You had to stop and look each one up, and you gave up. Reading in a new language can be tough if you approach it the wrong way. But it's a powerful skill that you shouldn't ignore, because reading spills into other areas as well. You'll learn words and grammar patterns much easier through reading than anything else, and this will improve your speaking skills as well. Also, reading is something you can do without a teacher, on your own time and on your own terms, which makes it an easy skill to practice. So how can you make it easier? There are 2 tricks to making reading easier. First, the 2 things you need to make reading easy. First, you need level-appropriate reading material. The books you struggled with were likely not for your level, and if you had something for your level, you wouldn't need a dictionary every 5 seconds. Where can you get level-appropriate reading material? Just look for our extensive reading books on the site. And, by the way, extensive reading is a learning strategy where you read as many level-appropriate books as possible, skip over words you don't know, and keep on reading. The goal here is quantity. You improve because of all the books you go through. And these books are super simple. At the beginner levels, just a line or 2 per page. And if this sounds like a book for elementary school kids, then you're right. If you're brand new to reading, then that's your level. At intermediate and advanced levels, they're much more complex, with stories and many words on the pages. But if you're brand new and if you've just learned the alphabet, then the absolute beginner ones are perfect for you. Now, what about the second trick? The second trick is you need to use text and audio at the same time. Why? So you can listen and follow along. You know how to pronounce every word, and on your second read-through, you'll be able to read it all without the audio because you've already heard the words. The good news is, all of our reading lessons on our site give you the text and audio, so you can easily read, follow along, and hear the pronunciation. So, now that you know the 2 tricks, you still have to implement them, right? Well, here's how. Part 2. 6 ways to practice reading with our program. Remember, you need 2 things. 1. Level-appropriate reading material, and 2. A combination of text and audio, so you can listen and follow along. You get that with all of our lessons on the site, including our extensive reading books. So, the first way to improve your reading is read the extensive reading books that are appropriate for your level. You'll find them in your lesson library. We have books for all levels: absolute beginner, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The goal of extensive reading is to read as much as possible, skip words you don't know, and keep going. To make it even easier, these books come with audio and line-by-line breakdown and translations, so you can follow along with the audio and never miss a word. By the way, you can print these books out, so you can keep them and review them at any time. The second way is read the line-by-line dialogues for every lesson you take. The line-by-line dialogue is just a breakdown of the lesson conversation, where you get the translation, transliteration, and audio for each of the lines. With this tool, you can just read the text or combine text and audio and listen and follow along. The third way is print out the lesson notes and review the lesson dialogue. Having the printed physical material is a lot easier than logging in and looking for the notes for a certain lesson. But you can always read the lesson notes on the site too. The fourth way to practice reading is, if you're learning a language that requires romanization, like Japanese, Hebrew, or Korean, and if you're a lower level, then read the romanized version. Yes, it's a bit of a crutch, but you can easily see how the words are written and pronounced. Then, switch over to the target language and reread. You can do this with all of our lessons with the dialogue tool. The fifth way, ask your Premium Plus teacher for reading assignments, and you'll get these weekly. One helpful trick is to record yourself reading out loud and send that to your teacher. They'll correct your pronunciation and provide feedback. The sixth way is the most important one and will give you the biggest bang for your buck. The sixth tactic is reread again and again. Whether you're using our extensive reading books, the dialogue, or anything else, reading once is not enough. Coming back to reread is how you start reading faster. It's how you remember all those words for good, and it's how you start understanding everything at a glance. So go ahead and visit our site and look for the extensive reading books. You can access them for free with a free lifetime account. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about how to speak more with your personal language learning profile. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.